With the 6th overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft, the Washington Wizards selected a 19-year-old guard who led the SEC in scoring, straight out of Texas with elite confidence and shot-making ability, and his name is Tre Johnson. Welcome to Basketball Intuition. I'm your host, Ethan Simon. Today we're going to be talking about the Washington Wizards and Tre Johnson. We're going to start the video by talking about the Wizards for a minute, some of their offseason moves, and then the rest of the video is going to be me diving into Tre Johnson's game. Now that we are post-draft and free agency has already started, I want to look at the roster, and when you look at this Wizards roster, you might be looking at the best young core in the Eastern Conference. You have Tre Johnson, Will Riley, and Bub Carrington, who are all 19 years old. Then Bilal Coulibaly, Alex Sard, AJ Johnson, 20 years old. Keshawn George, Tristan Vucevic, and Kobe Jones. This young core is just so deep and so exciting, and I'm not a Wizards fan, but I'm very excited for the Wizards next season. Of course, I don't think they'll be a playoff team or anything like that, but I could definitely see them taking a huge step next season from what they did last season, and then almost just skipping through the season and straight to the 2026-27 season. If you look at the Wizards' expiring contracts, it is crazy. So they have Chris Middleton, CJ McCollum, Marcus Smart, Kelly Olynyk, Rashawn Holmes, and Anthony Gill all coming off the books next year. That is almost $110 million of cap space. Whether that turns into free agent signings, trades, or extensions, that's money that you're gonna need. And not to mention Corey Kispert is still on this team, and I will not be surprised if he ends up getting traded in the next couple weeks to months. And then very quickly, I want to talk about the Jordan Poole and CJ trade. I thought it was very, very interesting. At first, I thought it was a really dumb trade, but I kind of understand it more. CJ can still contribute, and he's another vet that you add to this locker room alongside Kelly Olynyk, Chris Middleton, and Marcus Smart. So from that standpoint, I definitely understand that. And CJ still can get you buckets. And the last thing I want to mention before we move on to Tre Johnson is Will Dawkins. Will Dawkins is the man. He's just the man. I made 2 Wizards videos. I'll put them both in the description. I did an AJ Johnson one, and then I did just a general Wizards video where I talked about Keshawn George, Alex Sard, Bub Carrington, and some of the great moves that Will Dawkins has made over the last couple, like 2 years, 3 years. But I really am a fan of Will Dawkins, and I'm really impressed with what he's doing with the Wizards organization. So now over to the man of the hour. Let's start with his build and his frame. We're going to go to his shooting after that and just branch off. Okay, so Tre Johnson is between 6'5 and 6'6 with a 6'10 wingspan, around 190 pounds with a 37.5-inch vertical. He is 19 years old. I'm 5 days older than him. It's kind of funny. He led the SEC in scoring, and with that high confidence, he was shooting 16 times a game. He is highly efficient on high volume, and again, he is a pure scorer. This guy gets buckets. Okay, to the shooting and the scoring. His scoring instincts are out of this world. We talk about a lot of guys being really good scorers or being able to shoot the ball, but they don't have scoring instincts like Tre Johnson does. Tre Johnson shot 40% from 3 on 7 attempts. You know he loves those step backs. His jump shot is really, really clean. More specifically, I thought his catch and shoot motion was super, super clean. He can be a standstill shooter and he can be a motion shooter. And he shot 41% on catch and shoot threes, which is very, very good. One of the ways that he was getting these catch and shoot threes is because he moves off the ball so well and he relocates after a pass very well. He isn't one of those scorers that if he's not scoring, he's just standing around. Tre Johnson is running around the perimeter. He's running through the defense. There were so many actions throughout the season where they'd have him run up the baseline and curl up above the wing around a screen to get the ball. And actions like that, as well as dribble handoffs, he is moving around on the court a lot. Now, when it comes to him shooting with the ball in his hands from 3, off the dribble threes, he shot 38.5%. Yes, it is sub 40%, but that is still very good for a young guard. A lot of people will look at young players' percentages and be like, oh, well, this isn't very good. He needs to stop doing this. Or, oh, this isn't very good. He's not going to be good in the league. He's 19 years old with crazy potential, and the flashes are brighter than most people in the entire world. So you're okay with that. And that brings me to my next point. Non-rim 2-pointers, which is like floaters and mid-ranges and stuff like that, he again shot 38%. This is another situation where it's sub 40%, but still the flashes are extremely bright. He has a very nice mid-range game. I thought his back to the basket game was really good too. Of course, he wasn't the most efficient, but it was very fun. He's got good footwork. He's got good timing. I just thought that he was really good in the mid-range. And it's one thing in the NBA to be a pure scorer, but it's another thing to be a 3-level scorer. You got guys that just finish on the inside and can shoot the 3, but can't really score in that mid-range area. Tre is growing his mid-range game. He has the 3-point game. He's growing his finishing. So in a few years, you can just hope that he can be a true 3-level scorer. Also, I want to mention he shot 44% in transition threes. He really liked those transition threes. And I wanted to go back to when I was talking about him running off the ball so much and running those actions to get him the basketball. I just thought he was so good in those dribble handoffs where he comes off the screen and he's just able to make decisions, whether that's passing the ball or scoring. Now, someone is going to need to get him the ball, and he is in a great situation for that because I am a Bub Carrington believer. I think Bub Carrington is a very, very good guard. I'm not going to sit up here and say that Bub is going to be an all-star one day, but I think Bub could easily be a 15-7 kind of guy. A couple more things with the shooting. I thought his shot selection was okay. There were times where he was definitely forcing shots that he didn't need to, but whenever he gets hot and he feels like he wants to shoot, he just wants to put it up. And whenever he gets hot like that, he really gets hot. Two more things. It definitely seems like he prefers going to the right side and shooting on the right side. I don't have a stat to see that. I couldn't find his shot chart for whatever reason. If y'all have any good advanced stats websites for NCAA, please comment them down below. I'm in desperate need. And now the very last thing with the shooting is the free throw line. He wasn't getting there, but so often. It was 4 times a game. He was shooting 87%, which is really, really good, but he did show a lot of flashes of being able to get to that free throw line. Some of his notable performances when it comes to getting to the free throw line would be 11 attempts, 7, 7, 10, 10, 10, 10, 8, 8, 6. So he absolutely can get to the free throw line when he wants to. His finishing, we're going to get to that in a minute, but first I want to start with his playmaking. Well, not start with, but go to his playmaking.
Okay. If you're still here and enjoying the video, make sure to hit that like button.
A lot of the conversation behind Tre Johnson, for casual fans or people that didn't really watch Tre Johnson throughout the season or didn't watch a lot of film on him, is that he isn't that good of a passer. He's just a scoring guard. Were we watching the same basketball? Like, were we watching this guy play? Did you see the passes that he was throwing? Did you see some of his assists? He has very, very good vision. He is a high usage guy, 29% with only 1.8 turnovers. He definitely isn't a point guard, but he is a 2 guard that can play make because he had the ball in his hands so much in college. Like, you can't have a 30% usage percentage and not be able to pass the ball. But yeah, I just really felt like the media was blowing that out of proportion. He has really good vision. His accuracy isn't great, but still, good vision isn't something that you can teach. And just look at some of these passes and tell me this guy can't pass. Like, what? More specifically, where I thought he looked really good was in those double teams. Whenever he was getting double teamed, which was a lot, and he got a lot of practice in those situations, I thought he handled it very well. He made some really great passes out of double teams, being able to find the open man. Also, I thought his passes to the cutters, the bounce passes, were also really nice. Nice skip passes. And again, he just works really well around screens in general. I also thought he was very solid in the pick and roll. Nothing crazy, of course, not like a point guard, but he was definitely solid. Now, when it comes to the ball handling, like I mentioned, it definitely seems like he prefers to go right, but he definitely can go left. He also can finish on the left side of the rim, which is nice. You know, if I'm just being straight, the handle needs to be tighter. It needs to be faster. He has a long wingspan, so I can understand why it's not very fast. He's going to need an extra burst to get past these NBA defenders. He is a jump shot heavy guy, and he's going to struggle getting to the basket if he doesn't have an extra burst of speed or extra tightness to his handle. But I firmly believe that he'll be able to figure that out. I saw him hit a nice little rip through move, so he's got good ideas. And whenever he gets that switch on the big man on the perimeter, he wants to attack the big man. Like, he has all the right ideas. He is a scorer with natural scoring instincts. This will transition over us to the finishing side of things, but also I thought he was really good in driving kick situations. Again, good vision. And now to the finishing. I don't have as much to say as I would like to, but he wasn't getting to the basket all but that much. Like I said, he is a jump shot heavy guy, but he still can get to the basket. A lot of really tough finishes, really nice reverse layups, floaters, high off the glass. This kind of plays into what I was saying a minute ago about him needing to tighten up his handle. He is a more I'm going around you opposed to I'm going at your hip. It is much harder to go around NBA defenders than it is D1 athletes, which still are very, very good athletes, but it simply is just harder. NBA defenders on average probably move faster horizontally than D1 athletes do at the NCAA level. So he's going to need to tighten up his handle, like I mentioned, and he's going to need to put on more strength. And I want to see him get into that mindset of going at your hip. Yes, of course, you can still go around somebody, but it's just simply harder to get around NBA defenders. So sometimes you need to go at them. But yeah, in general, I think he was very solid when getting to the rim. Obviously, it could be better, but for a guy that's a jump shot dominant guy, it was a good start. Definitely a good start. I do want to mention he shot 60% at the rim. And also, I've seen him missing a couple really aggressive dunks. Now over to the defensive side. I don't have too much to say about this, but he definitely isn't terrible. He's not bad. I will say this. I think his defensive mechanics are bad. He's too quick and he has too good of a frame to be getting beat around the corner. There are way too many times where I saw him getting beat around the corner and off the dribble because he is trying to use his arms instead of sliding his feet. And with a good coach and a good trainer, I'm sure this won't be too difficult for him to wrinkle out here. But still, I definitely wanted to mention the fact that I don't think his defensive mechanics are very good, but he has all of the tools that he needs to be a good defender. Of course, when he puts some more strength onto that frame, it's going to make him even better. He has the good frame, he has the long arms, and he has the quickness and the speed to be able to slide with the offensive player. He just doesn't slide enough. I just don't think his defensive mechanics are that good. But with these long arms, of course, he's going to be good in the passing lanes. He covers ground very quickly, so he's able to scoop up lazy passes. But from what it seems like to me with Tre Johnson, it's just going to be a lot of the little things. He has the right ideas. He's got the body for it. He just needs to tighten up a little bit. I didn't even mention this, but he definitely needs to refine his touch around the rim. I say this about almost every NCAA player I talk about. He needs to refine his touch around the rim to be more efficient when scoring at the NBA level on the inside. And I think that might be the most important part about him growing his game. He's going to be able to knock down these jumpers, but is that all he's going to be able to do is the question. If he can't get to the mid-range and score the mid-range, if he can't get to the inside and finish on the inside, then you're going to have some problems. And then you're just going to end up with a heavy jump shooter with a 6th overall pick, which at the end of the day isn't bad, but still his potential is a lot higher than that. He could be this really great 3-level scorer, but he just needs to refine all these little parts of his game. And if he can do the things that I mentioned today, and of course some more things that I haven't mentioned, I'm going to forget things. I'm going to not mention things. I didn't watch every single Texas game, but if he can do all these things, I think Tre Johnson will be a very good NBA player. I'm super excited for the Wizards' future. I'm interested to see what their lineup is going to look like, who they're going to be getting, heavy minutes to this season. I know we don't talk about him much, and people don't really talk about him at all, but Tristan Vucevic, man, super under the radar. I think that dude could be a baller too. You could really have a steal with him. He was a 2nd round pick, I'm pretty sure. And he's a solid rebounder too. He got good size. I just really like Vucevic. Solid passer too. He's a great value pick. You got him with the 42nd overall pick. This dude can shoot the basketball, he can rebound, and he's a solid passer. I could go on and on. Like each one of these players that I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, these young guys, there is something that I like about each and every single one of them. Again, if you want to see me talk about Keyshawn George, Alex Sarr, or Bub Carrington, go check out that video in the link in the description. Like I mentioned earlier, it is a little outdated because I made it a couple months ago, and my content now is a lot better than what it was before, but still, it is a good video. That is all I have to talk about when it comes to Tre Johnson and the Wizards. We have 2 things I want to talk about before we wrap the episode up. Number 1, it's going to be this 2K series that we've been talking about. I have a poll up. Wizards fans, any fans, whatever, go vote on the poll on my community post. The people voted for a 2K series, and the Wizards are an option. So if you're a Wizards fan and you want to see me play with them, go vote on the poll. I did want to mention this for a second. I'm thinking about doing a 2nd channel for that. I'm not sure if I want to not flood, but I don't know if I want to add 2K to this channel right here, because I just really like what I'm doing right now with I'm giving you player breakdowns. Every single time I'm posting, you know what you're going to get from me. Unless there's something crazy happens or free agency or a big trade, then I'm going to get a video out for that too. But 2K is a whole different thing. So if someone comments on this video, their opinion, what they think I should do, I'll go ahead and put up a poll and let y'all decide if we just put it on the main channel or if we go ahead and make the 2nd channel. And the very last thing before you get up out of here, the best segment of the day, my favorite segment of the day, the comment of the day. If you don't know what the comment of the day is, it is my favorite comment from the previous video. It can be about literally anything. I do not care what it is. It's my favorite comment. My last video was basically just me crashing out about the Milwaukee Bucks, but we did get a good comment from ISO Island Pod. He might have been commented the day before. I've seen it in my comments many times. I appreciate you, my friend. I know this isn't related to the video, but seeing the Hawks' improvement makes me think they are a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. The Hawks. The roster was so much better than what it was last year. I 100% agree with you. As long as Kristaps, if he can play more than 50 games, I don't see a world where the Hawks aren't a top 4 seed. Trae Young has options. He's got weapons. He got guys on the defensive side. Zachary Risashe has an extra year under his belt. Dyson Daniels, Onyeka Okongwu, Kristaps Porzingis, big body. I could go on and on and on. We have defenders. We got shooters. We got a playmaker, Trae Young. We got our star. It's just all down to health. I didn't even say Jalen Johnson. You got Jalen Johnson, who's bringing... he didn't even play half the year last season. He's going to bring a whole nother element to this Hawks team. As long as they can stay healthy, I don't see a world where they're not a top 4 seed. Thank you for the comment. It's a good comment. This is perfect for comment of the day for me to talk about it just for a minute. But yeah, I fully agree with you. I really like what the Atlanta Hawks are doing. Thank you for staying to the end of the episode. If you made it to the end, which you did, make sure to hit the like, the comment, the sub, post notifications if that's what you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You got free will. But I would appreciate if you did any of them. Wizards fans, let me know what you think of Tre Johnson. NBA fans, let me know what you think of Tre Johnson and the Wizards. I hope you're all doing well. I love each and every single one of you. And I'll see you on the next one, man. Take care. Peace out.